Hello everyone and welcome back to the Existence Podcast, episode 40, and it's been another good little gap between episodes. I think the last one was back in February when we were on the train riding around the Project Create server. But we are back here again in the spooky month in Little's Haunted Mansion in the Halloween area on the community server. And we have quite an arrangement of guests today. It's a big podcast. We're going to go over all sorts of things. But I'll run through the list and allow everyone to say hello. So, hello, Little. Dr. Little, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing great.
Yeah, we've got Diamondback. I think this is actually your first podcast.
This is actually my second podcast appearance. I was on...
Which one have you been in before?
Part of one podcast, like, at least 4 years ago. But I can't remember which one it was.
It was the Reunion episode 30.
Yeah, that one.
The reunion. Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, my awesome. This is my first all the way through podcast appearance, I believe.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
Well, glad to have you. We've got HowlerGamer. Hello, Howler.
Yep, this is my first time joining. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm sure you're gonna have. You're being very vocal about the topics we're gonna cover today, so it'll be good to have you here.
Yeah.
We've got Caney. Caney, you haven't been in a podcast in a little while.
I haven't been on one, so good morning, dearies. Or at least there in New Zealand.
Yes, rise and shine. And we've got iGalaxy recurring.
Hello. Yeah, I've been on a couple podcasts, at least recently.
And walking in the door, it's ItsPurpleJay.
Hello, it's me.
Oh, awesome. Well, it's great to have everyone here, a full crowd. It's going to be a real good time to cover off some topics. We're going to talk all about, it seems to be as per tradition, Minecraft Live and all of the announcements for Minecraft 1.21. But first, I think we should address where we are. So as we said, we're in Little's Haunted Mansion. Little, do you want to tell us a little bit about the history of the mansion and how it came to be?
Yeah. So I started this project last September. And so it's been a complete year at this point. And last year I was not as ambitious with this project as I am right now, because all it was going to be was, this place, everyone would explore it. But like right around the end of October, when the Halloween event last year was about to begin, I was like, you know what, I can do way better with this. And so I held it off. We didn't end up exploring it last year. But I got a whole extra year to add so much new stuff, and it's definitely a way better experience. A lot more gameplay, I guess you can call it. It's going to be a lot longer of an adventure. And so I'm really excited for everyone to explore it this year.
Yeah, I think the idea is that not this weekend, but next weekend as to when we're recording it, I think is the current planned date, but we should definitely lock that in.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. But yeah, so we've had a little bit of a eventful month so far. We had what was it called? What's the
Night
event
in the
called?
Cemetery?
That's it.
Yeah.
Another event set up by Little, which was live streamed a couple weeks ago. Go check that out if you haven't already. Awesome PvP arena match. And then, we're going to have the mansion exploration and adventure in a couple weeks as from when we're recording this. And we might do some more work on the Halloween theme park. We'll see.
There's still that one facade that has to be finished.
Yeah.
We'll get there eventually, won't we, Jay?
Find out next Halloween.
Jay.
2024,
Jay's notorious for doing a million projects and sometimes finishing them.
Last year,
No.
The facades were such a huge grind, though.
We did it 2 hours before the tour.
Yeah, pretty much.
We did it on the final day. Yep. But there are some cool, we've got Howler's roller coaster, my maze, Marco's what's it called?
Pumpkin minigame.
Yeah, I can't think what it's called. But it's a cool place to come visit, and it's working out well for our podcast recording today. But yeah. Oh well, should we dive straight into I suppose Minecraft Live, because that kind of encapsulates a lot of what we want to cover.
Minecraft.
Spooky. But Galaxy, I don't know, did you want to lead the conversation in that regard?
Yeah, so we got a lot of interesting stuff for the next Minecraft update, as well as there was some stuff that was announced about Legends, I think. It was like just I think I'm not sure if they revealed exactly what's coming, but just that there's a new update coming to Legends soon. But I haven't really played Legends, so I can't really comment on that. But
No.
1.21 is shaping up to be a great update for Redstoners and really just everyone. We've got new uses for copper. We've got 2 new mobs, one being the mob vote mob, the armadillo, and the other being the breathe, which is a variant of the blaze, essentially, for the overworld. We've got a new structure, the trial chambers, and what everybody's talking about, the crafter block. So it's a pretty interesting update. Where do you think we want to start on with that, though?
Yeah, I mean, there's so much to cover. I guess a lot of Minecraft Live kind of just felt like it was really, like, often they do cover other things, but this seemed to be primarily about 1.21.
Yeah, it was a shorter Minecraft Live than previous years. Last year was 90 minutes. This year is only 60 minutes.
Even 60 minutes feels quite long. I guess we should do what we usually do and cover off the mob vote initially. And I'm glad Jay's here for this because.
Yay!
Oh no!
Yay!
So much enthusiasm from the crowd. It's always fun to go around the table and kind of get everyone's take on it. I'm trying to remember what was last year's mob vote.
It was Tough Golem,
Sniffer.
Rascal, and Sniffer.
That's right. And the Golem lost out again. And Sniffer won. Quick virtual raise of hands. I don't know how. Has anyone actually utilized the Sniffer for anything?
He
I get
sniffs.
He sniffs. He does sniff. So we have what, like 3 or 4 sniffers in the town area.
I think it's like 5, 6, more like.
And what do
But
they
yeah,
do?
so they just sit there. I think Sniffer was definitely the funniest choice, but it's the most does not belong thematically in Minecraft choice.
Agree. But the one thing that was very good were the flowers. They're very useful for decoration.
See, I was literally thinking about it like last night. I was like, I should really like get like I think I've got some of the seeds, but like I should actually use them because that was everyone was complaining so much about sniffers, and then they're like, oh, it adds new flowers. They're like, quick, gotta vote for this because it adds new flowers. I haven't seen the flowers anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh,
The only thing that it added was the alien-looking flowers, and I think there was like one flower design that was leaked, but was eventually scrapped. That was like a vine type thing.
that would be quite cool.
But other than that, sniffers have not really added anything that changes how you play Minecraft. It's just, I say it's just a mob that looks cute, but that's also the reason I voted for the mob I voted for in this year's mob vote.
That's fair.
So I can't really complain, but like, the problem is it's just so weird. It doesn't feel like it fits in Minecraft. Like, there are so many people who have come back to the game. Like, I saw on Twitter, I think, I forget who it was, but just many people were just saying, I haven't played Minecraft in a while. Is this something that's actually in the game? Because it looks modded. But you can say that about really any non-real life creature edition of Minecraft, or real life, like pulling from your life thing that's added to Minecraft.
I think the other thing is because they don't spawn naturally in any way, so you've actually got to like artificially introduce them into the game, as well as like them being a very
there's
striking...
so much work to get them for them to do so little.
Yeah. So Dr. Little.
Funny.
This has been a pathetic mcpeachpies joke brought to you by mcpeachpies. Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm very open about my vote towards the tough golem and the copper golem, and I still think both of those would have been great
I
options.
regret voting for Sniffer. I'll say it.
I mean,
As funny as
Same.
Sniffer Sneep,
I'll say it
as,
too.
as Sniffer Sweep, sorry, not Sniffer Sneep, was, it was not the right choice. I
mean,
think.
new flowers are cool, but there's a lot of flowers already in the game. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it
They
would
need
have
to
been
bring
a
back
lot.
roses.
I think all they needed to do to fix the sniffer would be to like add a couple more plants that you can get from it.
Yeah.
Let me
Because
maybe
it-
like 10.
let me bring up the flowers.
Give us more alien plants.
Sniffer.
Like
Yeah.
I think the
Sniffer.
torch flower and the pitcher pot or pitcher plant,
Pitcher plant.
Yeah, pitch a
pitcher
plant.
they're cool and all, but like
us more.
we had talked about, yeah, like it's such a grind to get them, and then it's like for what? Just the two of those? It's like not
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah, the torch flower and the pitcher pod. Where is torch flower? Oh, it'll be under like the flowers tab, I'd imagine. Yeah, it's interesting, but and the year before that was glow squid, wasn't it?
The year before that was LA.
Yeah.
True, yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Forgot
about
about
that.
those.
Again, who uses allays?
Yeah,
I
people
don't-
thought they were going to revolutionize item sorters. I haven't really used them for item sorting.
Yeah.
Mm.
Me neither. I hate them.
I think there are designs for non-stackable sorters that have been made, but like I have not had to utilize them simply because I think it's just I don't play, like I'm not really a technical player. Like I don't build a lot of technical stuff.
Yeah. Oh well, and then I mean,
And they're also a pain to transport.
that's true. Yeah, I do like how they
Yeah.
added like the consistency with the vexes. I think that's quite a cool little thing they added.
Yeah.
But other than that,
I agree.
the glow squid was
And they
fun.
also-
The glow squid worked out well, despite what
Yeah.
people say, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Mind you, it
I
took a
think
couple
Glow
of
Squid
updates.
was a fine addition. Other than the fact, I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this. So, my least favorite fact about Minecraft is the way glowing text is rendered is they first render the text itself, and then they render it 8 more times around
What?
it. Yeah,
What?
glowing text on signs is very unoptimized.
I was gonna say that
Um,
must cause some problems.
Anyways, Minecraft's. Whoa, where did Jay go?
He went into
They
the
went through the.
tower.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The rendering
Anyway.
code for glowing text on signs is it's very not good.
Hmm.
But other than that, I love glow squids.
Well, nice reminisce about previous versions, but I'm curious. Do we just want to? So what do we have this year? We had mind blank. Help. What was the first
Crabs
one? Crabs. We had crabs.
Armadillos.
and penguins.
And yes, of course.
Penguins.
Yes.
So we had crabs with a potential drop of a claw that made you reach further for building. Armadillo, which drops a what's it called, a scoot?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Basically
turtles do,
another turtle scoot, but it's brown now.
and for dogs, and then
for
penguins,
dogs.
which makes boats go faster. And Armadillo won, which was kind of unexpected.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people were thinking either crab or penguin.
I was expecting
thinking
penguin to
crab.
come in last. I knew
Yeah,
penguin would
penguin
come in
last.
last, but I thought crab would win.
Well, should we go around the table and did everybody vote? Did anyone not vote?
Who abstained?
I-
Nobody
I did.
abstained. Okay. Oh,
Did you
okay.
forget Howler, or did you just not want to?
I forgot to.
Fair enough.
That's fair.
Yeah. Oh, well, we'll go around the table, starting with Little. What did you vote for, and what were your thoughts?
So I actually ended up voting for the penguin. I was originally going to vote for the crab, but I decided to hop on the penguin party because Galaxy convinced me to.
Yeah.
Classic Galaxy. Diamondback?
So I think what's funny is that this table is very biased in a way that's different from the results of the mob vote, because I also voted for the penguin. The reason being, I just think for older players of the game, historically, the penguin has had by far and away, especially when you compare it to the other two mobs, a lot more history of it being modded into the game, of people wanting the penguin into the game. I think the penguin was one of the Mo Creatures mobs way back when.
Yep.
It's just sort of like filled a hole in the sort of taiga meta that people have been wanting to fill for a long time. And so it deserved its shot because it was there first, essentially. The idea of it was there first. The other reason why I voted the penguin is, in my opinion, the mob vote. For the mob vote, you should be voting based on how you feel about the mob itself, and not necessarily any external features that sort of like tie the mob into it. I'll like cough armadillo a little bit here.
Yeah.
But so because you're voting on the mob itself, and you're going to see the entity in the world, and the last thing you want is a boring entity. You want an exciting mob that has a new mechanic. And I think people were scared off by the penguin because it did something that was too close to what the dolphin was doing.
I've got some thoughts on that,
so,
which I'll get to.
And so, but the thing is, it's not the same, right?
No.
The dolphin will push you if you're swimming, and the penguin will push you in a boat. I also just think the whole deal of like they're clumsy on land, but they swim gracefully in water could have been explored very well in its development process. And all of that combined goes to show sort of that the mechanics from the penguin stemmed from its own nature rather than some external thing that they tried to shoehorn into the entity. So as a mob, the penguin was the most interesting one, probably followed by the crab, and then followed totally in last by the armadillo. I think the only reason that the armadillo won is because everyone saw it, got like super aimbot eyes being like, whoop, wolf armor. And that's also been another feature that's, deserved to be in the game for a long time. I just don't think at all that it should have been tied to the armadillo. I think they were looking for a feature to give the armadillo, and they went, oh, this is something that the community has wanted for a long time. And I just simply think they could have given like the scute another use. But they didn't need to tie it to the armadillo.
I totally agree.
Some good thoughts. Oh, moving on. Oh no.
Why don't we pass over me for now?
We'll come back.
Why don't we?
Well, Jay, but without any
back to me.
opinions, we'll come. I'm sure you'll express your opinions as you do every year. But what did you vote?
I did.
And what did you vote for?
I voted for the penguin.
Okay, moving on. Caney?
Well, I also voted for the penguin. And I actually think that Diamondback made an actually good point. Which
Wow,
is, I
so all
think,
my
also
other
my
points
main
are
gripe
bad.
with
I
the-
get it.
No,
Yeah, only one good
just
point.
like you are. But no, it's just why vote or not vote for the mob itself? Even though I think that those votes are ridiculous, anyways. A sentiment I've seen across the internet is just why not implement all three? We're talking about $1 billion indie company named Microsoft. Come on, you can just give us everything. And
Indie company.
yeah, and like the features basically ties in another design flaw in Minecraft at the moment, and that's just the shallow features. Everything is shallow, not integrated with each other. Like you mentioned, the sniffer. It doesn't do anything. Just it could have best not even exist. Yeah, really. I mean, I'm not excited about it. Well, maybe 2 flowers, but they also have like the weird tree texture at the bottom, which is weird. No, it's just they should stop it. And like if I look at it objectively at this mob vote, and I really look at the features like what they bring, then I think objectively the armadillo is the best choice. Because it just adds something that just does something. That's fine. The crab adds like an extension reach or a reach extension. How are you going to implement that in a non-clumsy way? I don't see it happening.
especially on other platforms.
yeah,
like not
like-
just desktop.
Like, what are you going to do? Okay, you hold it in your offhand, but you only want to use it when building. And when you're building, you need your offhand. So that doesn't work.
And then it's
if you
another
want
item to
use that
carry
as-
around.
Yes. And then you get like your JRPG accessory slot. But then you also want to put your what is it called? Like the scope? The telescope. You
Spyglass.
also want to slot that one in there. Etc. 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 So it just doesn't make sense. And like the penguin is just an ambient mob. Like the speed boost could have as well not even existed.
Yeah.
But I just like penguins. They're my favorite animal.
No,
I just
yeah,
want
very
them.
valid kind of thinking again.
Okay.
Oh, Howler, even though you didn't vote, I'm curious about what you. Oh, how did you do
Mostly
that?
I was gonna.
There you are.
It's my hat system. It's my hat.
That's very cool. Go on, please.
If I was gonna
What
say
would you have voted for?
crab because I like to build a lot of big farms and I'm usually off by one block. But
That is
since
true. You do
talked
build
about
some
the
big
penguin,
projects.
At least something else that goes well with dolphins. You need a penguin to go with it.
Mhm.
Dolphins, it feels like the only animal in the ocean, except for the squid.
No, that's a good point.
That
Yeah, the
is a good
oceans
point.
do feel like other than just fish, which don't really do much. Dolphins are kind of.
I mean, have you seen an ocean in real life? It's just algae
giant
and just
fish tank.
water. That's everything.
Yeah, but this is Minecraft.
Lime and water.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's a good. It's good to have you, Howler, here with that kind of opinion because you do build a lot of big farms and big builds that often do require that kind of thing.
Oh,
So,
yeah,
yeah.
even-
You can see how like that kind of well, I'll come back to it, but your Galaxy, I guess, wrap around the table.
Yeah, so much like the majority of people at this table, I voted for Penguin. One
Yay.
because it's the mob with the least impactful feature, and it doesn't introduce another item. Because I voted for I voted for Penguin because of its penguin, not because I wanted some quality of life feature, which is how we should be voting. And
It
two,
cannot mess up anything else.
I mean, I still would have voted for it even if it didn't have the boat speed increase thing. But a friend of mine introduced me to this idea. If penguins were added and it was if they were implemented similar to the dolphin, where it's just like if you're in a certain range, your boat speed is increased. The best form of transportation would be trapping hundreds of penguins in hell in cauldrons, assuming they would burn up in the nether because you need water. Along boat ice paths, which I thought was pretty funny. But yeah, I also agree with the idea that the mob vote is outdated. I don't think we should have a mob vote anymore. I think the Minecraft community has grown too big, and even though the majority of people don't care and aren't toxic about it, the vocal minority of people who create so much toxicity around the mob vote is not helping the community at all.
Quite depressing.
Yeah. I think
And it's just
I think
pure
the mob vote
marketing.
needs
It
to go.
doesn't serve
Exactly.
any purpose other than that. It's just restricting features just so that you can have more marketing.
I would rather this be a private developer pitch in some meeting room somewhere at Microsoft than it be pitching to the community and creating unneeded toxicity.
See, I kind of agree and disagree. I like the idea of having the community have some form of interaction during Minecraft Live, but I think kind of like Diamondback was saying, or whoever it was, I can't remember specifically, about the mob, they always try to shoehorn in those extra things. Oh, look, here's I'm trying to think, oh my gosh, all the mobs are so forgettable. I don't know, the rascal. Here's a little man that'll spawn in the caves and gives you things that you don't need. Like, just add another cave mob, it doesn't need to do much. Or, here's, the penguin, which will make boats go faster. Just add a penguin. Here's a crab that gives you an extra reachy claw. Just add just do crabs,
They've all been implemented by the community, within a day after.
Oh, well, that's a whole different thing. But my point is, if it was something much more simple, here is a crab, an armadillo, or a penguin, which mob do you want? Think about the mob itself. And then they could go, oh, cool, everyone's voted for crabs. Oh, here, we'll add this cool little feature as well that, that isn't part of the mob vote. During development, they might, come up with. But I think...
I think it would be better received that way, because if we're just voting for the mob based on what it looks like, and then we get a little bonus feature no matter what mob we vote for, I think there can't really be a negative reaction to that.
Yeah.
Unless you like the look of the other mobs, then there's going to be a negative reaction. But there's going to be less of a negative reaction to whatever wins.
Yeah, people will always be upset.
I mean,
but
what purpose does it serve anyway? What do mobs
it's like
serve
every
in
other
the game,
mobs.
gameplay-wise?
Exactly.
It's just a resource you're going to collect.
I can't tell if Diamondback is raising his hand or just punching in the air.
No. I am like, oh. Let me, who got that?
Oh no.
Oh my goodness.
Gonna just,
No, but that's how I feel about it. Like,
all right.
What do mobs serve? What purpose do they serve anyways? Like a source of food?
Well,
a source of wolf armor apparently now.
I don't know. I think it's just, a new little thing to find. It's like everything in the game, like biomes and structures and everything, it's just something else to explore and find. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what Minecraft is. It's, it's an open world kind of exploration and, building game. So having just something else in the world to come across, I think, is kind of neat. But, I don't know.
Not everything needs to have extrinsic motivation.
Yeah,
No,
but also like
pandas or polar bears or
but
fine.
people
exist.
go out to find them, or you get people like Banana who just gets every single mob and puts them in a cage.
Yeah,
it's just something else to do. But yeah, I think definitely like pretty much everyone's kind of been saying, the fact that they make it more about the feature it adds rather than the mob itself kind of makes the arguments and debates. But yeah, I voted Penguin. I again, same kind of thinking. Didn't really want another item to have to carry around or have in the game, and I just thought penguins were neat. But I think a lot of people miss the point too about the boats, because exploring in boats in the ocean with penguin little speed boosts, that'd be actually quite helpful. But 6 out of 7 people at this table
following you?
voted penguin.
Did they mention that?
Potentially. They didn't really give much details like they never do, but I imagine it'd be similar to dolphins, where they probably would.
Give them a fish and they'll follow you around. Then they will be actually extremely handy.
Yeah. But anyway, nonetheless, I kind of like, when they announced crab, I was like, I don't really care about crabs. But then they announced armadillo, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cute and fun. It would be a nice little mob to find. I didn't even realize they added wolf armor. I just didn't even notice that was a thing initially. So
I'm looking forward to seeing the armadillo's animations.
Yeah, oh, same. And then they announced penguin. I was like, okay, penguin it is. So I kind of wasn't super torn or super opinionated this mob vote, but I am kind of glad that armadillo won in the end. I think I'm
not disappointed.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be a cool mob to find, and wolf armor would be kind of cute. But like, I think was it iGalaxy said, like if they made wolf armor with turtle scoots, then I think that would have been probably a better way, because it gives it a more purpose, rather than, well, yeah, like Caney was saying, they keep adding new like stuff that's so separated from other stuff. Maybe they should actually be focusing on stuff that's already in the game.
Yeah.
Like, does anyone remember, like, was it 1.5, the Redstone update? When they're like, here, have like half a dozen brand new Redstone features.
You mean with
not
the
a great
hoppers?
example.
Yeah, that was 1.5.
Yeah, but it's like, maybe they didn't go like, oh, here, have like, I don't know, a bunch more trees. Again, bad example. I'm not a developer, so I don't know what to do. But like, maybe they should just pick something. Kind of like, like when they redid villages and stuff like that, or even, the Nether, but even if it's on a smaller scale, like even, the automatic crafting table, which we'll get to. I don't know. Yeah, but
Let's drop it.
yeah.
The automated crafting. How do we feel about it?
Oh, I'm not quite done with the mob vote just yet.
Jay still has to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jay.
Hi.
We're all looking at you.
So
It's
Jay,
me.
for those who aren't aware, Jay is renowned
PurpleJay.
for hating the mob vote with a passion.
Yeah, it's honestly become like more of a gimmick at this point. Every year I just complain about the mob vote, and then I end up voting anyway.
Well, that's still, it's like a election. If you don't vote, then your opinion means nothing, really.
Yeah. But no, I agree with pretty much everything that's been said by everybody about the mob vote. I think you all summed it up pretty well. Yeah, it just sucks that there are 3 awesome ideas presented to us every single year, and we are forced to only have one, and the other 2 are presumably gone forever. Which isn't always the case, but very well could be. Like I think a perfect example is when we had the biome votes. It's like eventually we got the frog and the mangrove swamp, but those were a little different in the sense that it was outright said that we would be getting these biome updates at a later date. I don't know if we've had that for mobs yet.
So the thing with mobs is King B Dogs actually replied to somebody on Twitter and was like, no, you're actually mistaken about the mob votes. They're just they are similar to the biome votes in that they are sort of recycled back into the brainstorm pipeline for when they're deemed fit. The problem with that is that we haven't, aside from the biome vote, we haven't seen a single other mob from a mob vote in like 5 years even teased at all about being added to the game. So that I think is the problem with this year, that they're like real creatures. And even though King B Dogs is saying this, what is it going to be like 2040 when they pull a penguin out? Like,
yeah. And that's something I bring up every year too, is like, I feel like the negativity toward the mob vote wouldn't necessarily be so prevalent if they did the mob vote with the intention of adding the 2 losers in like the next update or 2. So like if we were to get the crab and the penguin in 1.22 or 23, like I feel like people would be a lot less upset about their team or their candidate losing.
Quickly going to interject. I think, Caney, is it time to bid farewell to you, is it?
Oh yes, it's time to bed for
Sleepy time.
Well, thank you for stopping by nonetheless. It's been great to have you a part of this podcast.
It's been a pleasure. Well, have fun with stuff.
Have a lovely sleep.
Sleep well.
I think I summed it up pretty good. If they added the losing mobs just shortly after, then I feel like it'd be a lot less of a big deal.
Yeah, I think it just depends on like adding them in a situation that lines up with, rather than just randomly adding them into an update. It would be nice to have
That's fair.
some sort of purpose. I mean, it's development. I think, like Galaxy was saying, if the mobs weren't super significant, like if they were just a collection of 3 random mobs, then it probably wouldn't upset people as much as it does. I think people get more upset about the features they add, but you can definitely go argue both way. I know like Galaxy's very passionate about like the Moo Bloom. There you go.
Justice for Moo Bloom.
Yeah, and like I'm the same with like Tough Golem and stuff, and Copper Golem. Like I don't really care about the features they add. I just think they're neat.
Yeah.
Dear.
You brought up Moo Bloom. There was a blog post by Felix Jones, who is, I think they're like I think they're the Bedrock tech lead at Mojang. So basically they're the person who decides whether or not a feature is technically possible for Bedrock Edition. Let me pull this up real quick. I'm gonna just read from this. Looking at the 2020 vote, the content creator communities really gathered around and agreed on the isologers being the correct choice to vote for. Most of the discussion I saw were around the utility provided by a hostile mob and whatever item it would probably drop. And I remember in the office we expected an isologer sweep to the point where Ulrath's reaction when unveiling the glow squid was a genuine reaction of surprise. Wait, was the glow squid more cute than the Moobloom? So people at Mojang were either expecting the Moobloom because it was the cutest, or the Isologer because it was the most technically unique. And that just goes to show that the Moobloom should have been in the game. Anyways, shall we move on to the from the mob vote to looking at the other features coming in 1.21? I almost said 1.20.1.
Good idea. We could talk about the mob vote all day, but I think we've covered all the positives of the mob vote, as well as some of the negatives, without getting into the, like you were saying, the majority of like content creators who just profit off negative comments about the mob vote, and drives me nuts every time I see people complain about, oh, just add all three. Well, then don't have a mob vote. Anyway. But like I said, we could go on and on about that. Yes, the Moobloom is very cute. I'm just looking at pictures of it now on the wiki, and like plushies and Lego ones and everything.
I really want that Lego set that has the Moobloom in it.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry. There's a Lego set that has the Moobloom?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
It's very cute.
What?
Anyways.
But, so, 1.21 kind of... Nobody really knew what it was going to have.
I was not expecting anything in 1.21.
No. Galaxy, do you want to talk to it again?
Yeah, so actually returning feature from the most recent April Fool's snapshot, Copper Spleeves. Everybody's favorite feature. I'm not sure if any of you messed around with that April Fool's snapshot. It was the vote April Fool's snapshot where you could like vote.
I tried
stuff.
to.
Yeah.
It was too much.
Yeah, it added like the moon dimension and stuff like that. It was a really weird April Fool's thing. But like one of the things was copper sleeves, and it was like a copper grate looking block. I don't think the copper grates in 1.21 are going to be implemented the same way. But essentially, we've got a lot of copper blocks, a new light source that can the level of light it gives off is based on the oxidization. It can be wax, I'm guessing. We've got copper doors and trap doors, which look amazing, and they function like normal doors. They're not like iron doors where they have to be powered by redstone. And it'll be interesting to see if like the speed at which they open is based on their oxidization. I'm not sure. We've got a new set of tough blocks, which is going to be great for builders. And then the stuff for the trial chambers, the trial spawner, which is sort of like I guess it's like a monster box from the Quark mod, but it regenerates, sort of. Basically, it spawns a couple waves of mobs based on the amount of nearby players, and then once they're all defeated, they drop some loot table.
Do we want to take a step backwards and talk about these features within the do we want to talk about the trial chambers? Because all these blocks are within the trial chambers. Am I not mistaken?
Yeah. All these blocks generate naturally in the trial chambers. Say.
So do we want to cover what? Because I mean, I missed the actual Minecraft Live because it's like first thing in the morning for me, and I've only kind of got trickles here and there.
The trial chambers are essentially like a recurring challenge that you and your friends can take on in multiplayer. They're obviously, like they mentioned in Minecraft Live, they are designed for multiplayer. They regenerate so that your friends can go back and replay them. They're basically ancient cities done right, is what I took away from them. They give you an actual reason to visit this challenging structure underground multiple times. And I think the ancient cities from 1.19 could have really benefited from the how the challenge resets every after a delay.
Yeah, again, maybe they should focused on things already in the game. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think about ancient cities sometimes, and I'm like, go there, take all the loot, and then never have a reason to go back.
Yeah, whereas the loot regenerates in trial chambers.
Which will be interesting, because you could abuse that.
Because now diamonds are farmable.
Oh no. Rest in peace, the economy.
Well, technically, diamonds were farmable before because you could trade for armor and then smelt it down, I think, into diamonds. Or was that only iron and gold? I forget.
It's
It was only iron and gold.
Never mind.
Iron and gold.
Never mind. I was stupid. Diamonds were not renewable before.
Okay.
Now they're renewable.
Yeah, so trial
With the
chambers,
trial
brand new
chamber.
structure, kind of like a dungeon, but like in a traditional sense, not like a Minecraft.
Yeah.
Oh, Minecraft dungeons, not to be
They are
confused with a
procedurally
Minecraft
generated.
dungeon.
They're more
They got
like
the good-
Minecraft dungeons, not dungeons in Minecraft.
Good thing they gave them a very different name.
Minecraft : dungeons.
Yeah. But yeah, fully regenerating is interesting. Like, does that include blocks? Probably not.
No, it's just the trial spawners. They can't be blown up, so they're creeper proof. And well, they can be broken, but then they would be useless.
Hmm.
But the trial spawners are what regenerate the loot. Nothing else regenerates. Yeah. And essentially, while they're on, there's a long cooldown after you defeated all the mobs. Until then it has like new mobs to spawn and new loot to give out.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they balance that.
Yeah, especially with diamond speed renewable.
Yeah, because there is. I'm just for me,
we were
like
having
as
a
soon as I saw the
discussion.
video.
Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say,
You go
I'm just
first.
glad to see new copper blocks
Yeah,
and uses for copper.
Yeah, for sure.
and
Copper
very
was
decorative ones.
neglected. Yeah, they're very nice looking blocks. Even if these are programmer art, they already look really nice.
Hmm.
I'm not sure if these are programmer art. It might just be the final textures, but like, anyways, the what was I gonna say? Ah, damn. We were having a discussion about how diamonds are basically they're super inflated now in theory, depending on how long the cooldown is for trial chambers. And we were gonna have to replace our currency on the server. We were like talking about different stuff.
That's right.
I think sponge came up, or like emerald ore. I think was one of the
Yeah, well,
better picks.
all of the ore ore blocks, not like items or,
Yeah.
or crafted blocks, like the actual block
silk
itself.
touched ore.
Yeah, is non-renewable, but also like, we're really gonna trade with blocks. We could use diamond ore, diamond
use
ore,
diamond ore.
is our new
Ooh.
currency.
Now that's rare.
I've got 3, I think. But yeah, because we found an article, well, not an article, a wiki page maybe, about like non-renewable items.
Non-renewable blocks. Yeah.
But that's going to be interesting because that is a big, like, we've had this discussion a few times, I think, with every kind of new server about, what currency should we use? Because it always comes back to diamonds. Because, yeah, well, that makes the most sense. You know, you can't farm them or anything. You can grind them, so you can work hard to get them. And it's just kind of, it's very traditional currency. But if they make diamonds renewable, that kind of breaks that completely.
Well, it really depends how common they are from trial chambers. If they're super rare, then we're probably just going to use diamonds anyways. So I don't think anybody, except maybe like, I'd say, would have
Ava.
the like time to set up a diamond farm.
Yeah, it'd be. Like, I always wish emeralds were harder to obtain because that's kind of fun how they're already a currency in the game. But like, you can just farm emeralds like crazy from villages and raid farms not raid farms anymore, I think. But yeah,
You can still get emeralds.
Oh, there you go. But yeah, no, so the trial chambers, come back to those. Lots of very cool new blocks. Yeah. New mob, the breeze.
Breeze.
Yeah, here it is.
Yeah. It essentially everybody's interpreted it as a overworld Blaze variant, and it very much looks like a Blaze-esque mob. You've got the floating head and the stuff twirling around it. It's a very the movement is very interesting, and its ability is very interesting. Jay, did you want to talk about it, or were you trying to put in there?
No, I was just saying it definitely does look like the overworld's version of a Blaze, how it's got like all those rings kind of around it, and it's almost like an air.
It's an air blaze
rather than a fire blaze.
Waiting for the water and earth blazes.
People have been calling it like Minecraft's next mini boss, which
It's not.
It's
No.
not. I every time I see that, I feel weird about
It's
it. 'Cause
not.
it just feels like a normal
Pe-
mob. Like,
People,
It looks like- does
people are
this come
saying
from a
that because
spawner?
of its movement. Yeah, it comes from a spawner.
Hmm. I hope they do a little bit more work on the model. I've just brought up a picture here of it. The model looks a bit cheap.
See,
I don't know.
one thing I'm
It's
a
a
little
development
worried
process.
about on that topic is as of last year with the Minecraft Live, they did start saying, "Hey, we're only going to be showing you guys features that are done."
Oh, that's because everyone got mad about the fireflies.
Yeah. So it's
Something else.
possible that is the final render.
I mean,
Well,
I think
we've always
are
had
you
texture
misinterpreting that,
changes and
maybe?
snapshots.
That's true.
So
What do
Say-
you not
I
like
mean-
about it? Out of curiosity.
who, me or Galaxy?
Whoever doesn't like it. I'm
Patrick.
just curious.
Yeah, I don't know, like, I think it looks very small and kind of like it's like 3 different segments. Like, I think it would be quite cool if it was a bit more bigger, maybe in scale to the blaze, and maybe had a bit more detail to it. The eyebrows look really weird. I don't know why.
it is about the
That I
same
agree
size
with.
as the Blaze.
Is it? Maybe that's
Yeah.
kind of my problem with it then, is that it doesn't look like, it looks kind of, well, it's got all like the wind, I assume, like the tornado, which is kind of a cool thing, but I don't know, it could be different in game, and it might potentially change. I don't know, it's just a bit odd. The texturing, like the
think
eyes are very contrasting to the rest of the texturing. Anyway, that's minor. Yeah, sorry, I was just saying that's just minor complaints. Diamondback?
Yeah, I just think the wind texture is, when you said the texture looks cheap, I immediately thought of sort of the wind formation around it. Like, it's the same. Is it one color or is it 2 colors overlaid on top of each other? Like, I can't tell if those darker lines are just like the pieces of the model intersecting with each other
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
or what, but I don't know. I just think the wind part really just looks like programmer art to me.
I feel like it would work better as a
I actually don't
particle.
have. Yeah, I don't. I think that's why, because we've seen like smoke and stuff, air-based things, gases basically
it's
act
probably-
as particles and not like this sort of like solid white, sort of like almost like paper strippy.
Yeah.
Solids.
Probably an
But-
optimization problem. They don't want us to be spawning tons of particles that are necessary for the look of the mob.
Yes, but you don't really need to spawn that many. I actually don't have a problem with the head as much as I do just the wind body of it.
But again, I think maybe we're nitpicking a little bit, which is fine to do. But it's still, they've only just announced it. Be curious to see which way they take it. Oh yeah, because there's the whole experimental thing again, which I complained a lot about last podcast on Minecraft Live.
I really don't think there's any problems with the experimental.
No,
system.
I don't think we need to cover it.
We already covered that.
Yeah, but regardless, so you can access these features. Is that including like the trial chambers and everything?
No, it's just auto crafters at the moment.
Oh, now I do want to complain about it. Anyway, we won't though. We won't. I'll restrain myself. Okay, so you can get to auto crafters, which I think that's a good little segue into auto crafters, which has been
Oh boy.
rightfully the kind of biggest discussion, and probably, well, it was rumored, there was leaks, kind of, but it's kind of been the biggest conversation point, which is interesting. It's kind of overshadowed everything else announced for 1.21. But the trial chambers I thought would have been a bigger deal, but I think if they didn't announce crafters, trial chambers probably would have been the go-to conversation point. But crafters, who knows a lot about crafters? I know a little bit, but I haven't looked into it heaps.
I have messed around with crafters. I think the reason why they generated so much conversation is because it's one of those things that we were not expecting in Minecraft, like ever. It feels like something that does not belong in Minecraft, but the way they've done it just works really. Essentially, you right click it. It's like an inventory, so it's not like a traditional crafting table where it's all client side. You can place items into the slots. You can also click slots to disable them. Sort of like with the create. If you've ever played the create mod, the mechanical crafters, you have these things that you can use to cover the slots up with. That's basically how it works. But you can insert items into them. They prioritize the first empty slot, and if all the slots are filled, then it goes to the lowest stack of the item you're inserting. So essentially, it tries to auto balance the amount of items in each slot when you're inserting, and then in order to craft the item, you need to give it a pulse, and then it will spit it out on whatever direction the crafter is facing. If there are multiple items in the output, like I think
Cake's a good example.
Oh yeah, cake has the leftover item. So yeah, both if it's got multiple items in the output or if it's got like a leftover item, that will all come out at once. It's not like it spits it out. It has to take a couple ticks to spit it out. And then if it's facing an inventory, it will go directly into the inventory, sort of like a dropper. But yeah,
because you actually craft it with. Where did I put the crafting recipe? Yes, you craft it with like 5 iron, a crafting table, a dropper, and 2 redstone. So the recipe's all there. God, that's a lot. So you got to craft a dropper first, and then craft it into that.
But you can auto craft droppers now.
Oh my goodness! You can auto craft.
You can auto craft crafters. Yeah, essentially with a bamboo farm and an iron farm, you can auto craft a bunch of gear because bamboo allows you to get wood and iron, of course, is iron.
Yeah,
the only thing that you can't.
Now.
The only thing you can't automate is the redstone for the crafter. You'd have to supply that.
Well,
which farm? Never mind. That's true. Yeah. So you can't just auto-craft crafters.
How long until someone set... Because, like, we were just talking... Well, Galaxy posted and then I reposted it. That giant... Somebody made a huge, like, map printer, and people make giant redstone contraptions like that. So I find it absolutely astonishing. How long until somebody makes a machine that just takes every farm possible and or even simulates every farm possible, but auto crafts like every possible item?
Yeah, I think that's probably people are already working on that. My first idea when crafters were announced, like instantly I thought auto restocking storage system, only supply raw materials, press buttons to get crafted materials. That was like my first thought. Basically, if anybody here has watched Hermitcraft, or if you're familiar with Sahara from I think season 6 or season 7, I'm not sure.
6.
Yeah. Basically that, but better. They basically made an Amazon warehouse in Minecraft, and now it can be even better with crafters.
Yes.
I can see like Howler. I can imagine a lot of your farms. I can see you just hooking up crafters to and just automatically crafting the desired item instead of just having heaps of raw materials. Is that kind of what you're thinking?
The one thing about it would be good. The one thing, bone meal from bones. That can help out a lot.
Yeah,
I did see.
Crafters
I think it was Razeworks.
Composters.
True. Just kind of sad for composters.
I think skeleton farms might be better than compost farms.
Yeah,
now.
You know how I'm just thinking with all I have so much bones. It takes so long to craft them.
Because then you could take that bone meal and feed it into another farm to grow crops. But also, do you need to do that? But I don't know. I'm not a very large scale technical player. But even like, was it just before Galaxy? You mentioned fireworks, like hooking this up to like a sugarcane farm and a creeper farm, and then feeding it all in, and then auto crafting fireworks.
Also a flower farm.
True, flower farms auto crafting dyes
and glowstone.
Glowstone. Like glowstone blocks.
Guardian farm.
Oh, that'll be incredible.
You would also.
I remember doing that on season 1, Legacy season 1.
You need creeper heads, which is technically possible on. No, I think you need a player kill on existence to get the head.
Try that.
Yes.
Lightning.
Yeah, but try and make an automatic lightning creeper
Yeah.
farm. I don't know.
Well,
if
you
that-
could stock up on creeper heads
Yeah.
with a creeper farm easily.
but
But
I'm
yeah,
more
essentially,
talking like just for like elytra rockets.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
elytra rockets. But I was thinking like auto auto crafting firework displays, just
Yeah,
completely
that would be
randomized
quite
fireworks.
cool.
Okay, that'd be
Yeah.
kind of good.
That would be awesome.
The possibilities really are endless. Like, it's such a innovative
Versatile.
feature.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's so
versatile,
endless
yeah.
in a very simple way, because basically anything you can already craft,
Yeah.
the crafter can craft. So in
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
regard,
exactly.
it's I just see it for farming especially is going to be the biggest thing.
It's not
100%.
going to revolutionize the game, but it's definitely going to make a lot of things easier to do. Unless just it's gonna speed up a lot of the game, I think.
It's going to add a
I
lot
would
more
argue
interest
that it
too.
is.
Yeah.
I would argue that it is kind of revolutionizing the game. Like, it opens up automating everything.
Yeah,
And like,
but I don't think it's
haven't-
gonna change the way I play. It's just
Oh,
I'm still
no.
gonna build farms, but now they're
Okay,
gonna
that-
include crafters.
putting it
what
that way,
about-
that's fair.
What about storage rooms? You need like stack a whole bunch of double chests all over, and it will just simple
Yeah.
into one single chest.
But it's I'm still gonna craft storage. I'm still gonna make storage rooms. It's just now they're gonna include crafters. Like it's not gonna add a step to the tech tree. Is what I'm trying to say. Like that's not what the crafter's doing. It's just improving. It's improving existing systems. Oh my god!
Whoa!
Whoa.
It's almost like they should do more of that.
Firework timing impeccable. Yeah, I don't know what I'm most excited for about it. I think it's literally just like cool. I can take a farm and have it auto craft that specific thing I
Yeah.
built the farm for, or specific
even-
things. You can add multiple.
Even simple stuff, just compressing the iron from an iron farm into iron blocks.
Like
Even if you don't do anything crazy.
if iSean had this on Legacy Season 1, he
Oh
would
my
have been
God.
over the joy. I'll never forget him spending literally hours at his giant iron farm on Legacy Season 1 just crafting blocks, and he like even wanted to do like auto crafting mods and stuff like that. But yeah, like Guardian farms, I remember on Legacy Season 1 trying to craft all my like prismarine blocks and stuff like that. It'll be pretty cool. It'll make big farms even cooler.
100%.
Cool. But yeah. Is there any kind of other key points about it that are worth bringing up?
The graphics
Um,
are
There was one
Yeah, the
like
crafter.
niche thing that I thought of.
Yeah.
Before there's this dirt farm design where you can
Oh
take
yeah.
2 dirt and like 2 gravel to make coarse dirt, and then you can till the coarse dirt and break it to get 2 extra dirt than you started with. So if you take that original farm design and implement the auto crafter, just auto craft the coarse dirt for you. That's like infinite dirt right there.
But
There's no player interaction required.
well, isn't that more so turning
Except for
gravel
the
into
tilling, I
dirt?
think. Yeah, a bit. Yeah, essentially.
So you need
I
gravel, which you can, I guess, duplicate gravel.
the
but
only
then, like,
thing
yeah.
you can
the
automate
only thing
gravel.
Minecraft is sorry.
Gravel can is renewable from pick them bartering.
Oh, true.
Yeah. So
So
yeah,
true.
it would be so true.
I like how I mean, Little didn't hype it up. Little Lily said niche, but like we're like, whoa, automated dirt farm, the next big thing in Minecraft.
Yeah.
But like that's another thing that you don't have to do anymore. You don't have to go out and shave off a mountain for dirt anymore.
I don't know. Howler's just made a lot of profit off dirt.
I mean, technically,
I was gonna say that was all from mining for one day, and I got 2 diamond blocks.
dirt was already renewable, but now it's like way easier with the crafter.
Yeah, it's automated.
It's really renewable.
Mm.
Yeah. Automatically renewable. It's like the crafter has introduced a new tier of renewability. You've got non-renewable, renewable with
Golden
player
carrot farm?
interaction, and automatically renewable.
Yeah, no, the like Jay said, the possibilities are, as endless as our imagination. I think it's really good to see an item like this getting people so enthused. I think that's one of the best things about it. Is just everyone's so excited for it, which will be pretty cool. I don't even remember what 1.20 added. Sniffers.
Cherry blossoms.
Cherry blossom. Chiseled bookshelves.
Yep.
Trail ruins, which I've already forgotten about. Pottery shards, which I've never crafted into a pot. Armor trims, which I used once, which I guess are pretty neat.
Oh, that reminds me. In 1.20.3, you can store items in pots now.
Yes, true.
Well, that is an awesome thing we could talk about.
Yeah, it's another one of those things where it's nice to see them, because they've done this a couple times, where they've they've grabbed that feature and increased its usability or added another reason to actually get it.
Yeah, it really. I thought this was gonna be a part of 1.20. I was expecting us to be able to store items in the pots, and I'm surprised we didn't get that. But I'm glad we did now. It's better late than never. And you can also break them now with projectiles, which is awesome.
And it's nice to see them doing this in the sub versions. I think it's cool to see that again, because I remember probably before pre 1.13. All these minor versions between major updates had these little tweaks and changes and additional things. So it's cool to see them going back to that again, which I think was them taking on a bit of feedback from everyone complaining about one update a year. So now they've gone, we'll go back to adding these little tweaks in between updates.
And just to clarify, the pot changes are coming in 1.20.3, not under the experimental stuff. So
yes,
yeah,
because that's not already confusing enough.
I'm looking forward to it. They act like bundles where you can store a stack of any item. Everybody loves bundles,
which are still experimental.
Yep.
Oh, well, we've got them on here through custom crafting recipe, which is pretty fun. But yeah. Oh dearie me. Well, what else did we have? Because we're probably getting near the end now.
Did we chat about the new tough blocks already?
We mentioned them, but we'll come back to them
there's not much to mention other than they look really nice.
Something I did want to mention, which is purely speculation, from myself and the community, is it feels a little too convenient that they're adding copper and tough in a structure together. After the last couple years of mob votes.
That's a very good point.
So to elaborate on that a little further, last year in the mob vote we had...
What could copper and tough, how could they be related?
Last year in the mob vote, one of the options was the tough golem. The year before, the copper golem.
Both terrible picks.
I personally think, and other people think, it would be a really good time to add those two in these structures.
That would be cool.
But don't get your hopes up. Spawned in there.
I'm not gonna get my hopes
up. They could be friends.
But if
that would be great marketing.
If these ideas that are not being voted in are indeed going back into the idea pot, whatever we want to call it, like the to be added later. Then yeah, I think this would be the perfect opportunity to see those two mobs again. And
absolutely.
I mean, I guess just to recap a little, the copper golem, I believe its feature was going to be randomly pressing buttons,
which we kind of got with the breeze.
What? Does the breeze press buttons?
True.
The breeze toggles blocks. Yeah. It gives the redstone pulse, I'm pretty sure.
It's wind attack. It can toggle trap
doors and stuff.
States, door states, lever states.
So I think it
triggers
I'm not sure.
Too.
It's not a redstone pulse. It's a right click. I think.
Yeah,
Just to play
it's-
interaction.
It's a push ability.
Interesting.
And then I believe the tough column was going to be like a moving
Item
armor
display
stand type thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I meant item display. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be cool to see those two mobs maybe get added. If this is the direction we're heading in with this update. Did we get any kind of hint at what like the theme of the update's gonna be? I know we didn't get an official title, but is it?
They mentioned the word tinkering a lot.
Oh, they
in the
did.
Minecraft Live.
They mentioned
True.
the word
That's
tinkering.
right.
That would fit. I mean, with all the copper and the crafter and, yep, those two things. It kind of seems to be a bit of a correlation. I don't know. I'm glad to feel enthused by this update, which I usually am. But you know, like it seems to be a general.
I'm excited.
Yeah, there seems to be people are very keen to get to this as soon as possible kind of thing, rather than just be like, oh, neat.
I have the
Like, give it
same
to me
level
now.
of excitement for this update as I did for the Nether update.
That was a big update. Community server 1.
I gotta admit, I don't think I'm that excited yet. But I think in time, as we start getting snapshots released, as we're kind of getting our hands on these features and seeing more what the update's going to be about, I think it'll be good over.
Absolutely. Oh well, I think we've probably rambled on for a good hour now. So unless anyone's got any kind of closing remarks, should we wrap up?
I did just to touch on what Jay just mentioned with the stuff in copper golem. I think it'd be hilarious if in those new trial chambers or whatever, just throw a couple iron doors somewhere and have a copper golem randomly press buttons to close them and open them. That'd be really
so
funny.
cute.
That would be quite funny.
I would also now, if they're adding like the new tough block set, I would like to see new block sets for the other neglected stone blocks, like calcite and stuff.
Really?
Basalt. Anybody? I would like my basalt block set, please. And just a general continuity stone set update would be nice. That's all.
Yeah, I mean they do it for wood, so you know why can't they do it for stones?
Yeah.
No, that would be nice.
Hey,
although crafting.
Maybe we get a new wood type.
Oh, not another one.
Maybe we get a new wood type. I'd love to see more wood.
A sufficient amount, not like in terms of like the totality of wood we could have, but I feel like every recent update, or at least most of them, I have to. 1.16 had one, 1.19 had one, or 1.16 had two, 1.19 had one, and 1.20 had
One.
Bamboo.
one. Right? Okay. I don't know about caves and cliffs.
Two. For
Those
one.
are two.
Bamboo.
For 120.
Bamboo
and cherry.
and cherry. Oh my god.
Oh, true.
So I feel like we've exhausted getting a new wood. At least for like recent updates. I feel like unless they add a really good reason to add another wood type, other than just pure decoration, which
I would like another
implicitly a lot of what the most recent woods are, then I don't know that we need one for now. New music disc, always down.
Yeah,
Always
I'm
down.
excited to see what the soundtrack for the new update is, because it seems like we're just getting one with every update now.
Which is
Also,
fun.
you have a trial chamber with copper in it. Bring back the copper goat horns. Where are they?
Yeah.
True.
Oh yeah.
I've been harping on that so much. I really want the copper horns back.
Also, fletching table, anyone? Fletching table?
No. We could spend
All right,
half the
that's
podcast
it.
talking about
Tonight, everybody.
neglected.
Thank you.
Podcast. Thanks everybody for coming out. Have a fantastic night.
Yeah. Well, yes. No. I think we could just keep thinking of things to talk about, but we'll wrap it up here. Before I go around the table, I just want to give a quick thank you to all of our incredible patrons who make everything we do possible. It is because of their funding and support, and not just Patreon as well, but the support of everybody else too, but Patreon specifically. I want to shout out and thank SugarCaney, who was here before. We're going to get a firework for everyone. The Mundane. Oh my goodness, I'm just going to keep reading them. Yoglington, ACG1000, iGalaxy, Waffle Stick, Dashlib, Ha2222, Epion, HowlerGamer, Benboo, McNugs, Marco is cool. I think that is everybody. Thank you to everybody for your ongoing support, and thank you to Little, Diamondback, ItsPurpleJay, HowlerGamer, iGalaxy, and SugarCaney. My name has been mcpeachpies. Thank you everybody for coming. We'll see you all next time.
See you next year.
Live from New York, it's Saturday night.